So after 2 games, we got to deal with our very first injury of the season, and it's a pretty serious injury at that. Caleb McGarry, our starting right tackle, is going to miss the next 5 weeks with a dislocated elbow, and I think we got to address that because this is who we have backing him up. Justin McCray, who spent some time at both guard and tackle, would actually be a downgrade if we plugged him in at the right tackle position. So I think he drops down to like a 62 or something like that. So instead of going with McCray, who would downgrade the position, I decided to hit the trade market to see what was out there. And to my surprise, the Buffalo Bills are absolutely hoarding right tackles. I mean, check this out. Why do they have 3 semi-decent right tackles right now? I really don't understand that, but it is what it is. But since Ty Nsekhe, and I hope I'm saying that right, since he was the only one offered on the trading block, I figured he would probably cost the least, so that's who we're going to try to pull the trigger for. Initially, I offered the Bills next year's 7th round pick, and they were somewhat interested, so I decided to sweeten the pot just a little bit and bump it up to a 6th round pick, and I figured that might be enough to get the deal done, and sure enough it was. So we welcome Nsekhe to the squad in a bit of a surprising move that upgrades the position for pretty much next to nothing, and he'll be tested right away because we got the Bears and Khalil Mack coming in for week 3, so he's going to have his hands full right off the bat. Let's get into it. We are back on the franchise for this week 3 matchup against the Chicago Bears. The Falcons return home after taking care of business in Dallas last week, and those 2 players right there are the reason why. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones have been on an absolute tear this season, and Julio especially. Check out these numbers he put up last week. 10 catches for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. If this trend continues, he could be on par for a record-breaking season. But like I mentioned a moment ago, I'm really interested in seeing how our newly acquired right tackle handles the Bears front 7 because they've got some guys that can really get after the quarterback. But it looks like we're all teed up and both teams are ready to go. For week 3, you already know what time it is. It's game time. Cohen back to field it in the end zone, makes the catch and decides not to bring it out, and we'll now get our first look at the Bears offense led by Nick Foles. In what was described as a spirited battle in camp, Foles was able to do enough to impress the coaches and win the job. But on this first play, the Bears from a 3-receiver set hand it to Montgomery, looking for running room, gets tripped up by Deion Jones and Dante Fowler. That brings up 2nd and 7. Foles back to pass, finds his tight end underneath, and that's Jimmy Graham for the completion for 8 yards to move the chains. Next play on 1st and 10, Foles drops back, checks it down, and Deion Jones is there to make the tackle after a short gain. The Falcons then send pressure on 2nd down, Foles gets rid of it, but Kendall Sheffield is right there for the pass breakup. That was a nice play. But that brings up 3rd and long. The Bears come out in the 3-receiver set. Foles snaps it, looking to set up the screen, but down goes Nick Foles under pressure by Marlon Davidson. The rookie out of Auburn is showing us exactly what made him a 2nd-round pick in last year's draft. He was in the backfield so fast that Foles couldn't even get rid of the ball. That was just a great effort. The Falcons offense takes the field after the Bears 3 and out. Ryan tries to find Hurst on 1st and 10, but the ball falls incomplete. A bit of a double tap there to bring up 2nd down. Ryan then lines up under center, takes the snap, hands it to Gurley, has a huge hole, and he'll take it all the way down to the 44 before being gang tackled. But if you guys didn't catch it, Ty Nsekhe had a great seal block to spring Gurley on that play. But that brings up 1st and 10 as Ryan takes the snap after a 3-step drop, hits Calvin Ridley in stride, who turns it upfield and takes it all the way into Bears territory to the 21-yard line. After the huge completion to Ridley, Ryan gives it to Todd Gurley, who bounces off a would-be tackler and takes it down to the 15. 2nd and 4 now. Ryan under center again, hands it to Gurley up the middle, and again gets positive yardage on the play. That brings up 1st and goal from the 8. Ryan snaps it with trips right, drops back looking for a receiver, scrambles to buy time near the sideline, and rifles it into Julio Jones for the touchdown. What a crazy play, because Julio was on the opposite side of the field when this play started. He had to run the entire length of the end zone to get open so Matt can find him. That one just might make the replay montage. Bears offense comes out for their next series with 3 wide and 1 tight end. Foles drops back and from a clean pocket throws a strike to Cordero Patterson for the first down. That'll move the chains to the Bears 42. Foles then comes out under center, snaps it, but gets sacked almost immediately by Foye Oluokun. That's a name that we really haven't heard that much in this young season so far. Hopefully he's able to get going and help out this defense as he gets in on the tackle on Jimmy Graham. But that'll bring up a Bears 3rd down from the 48. Foles looking for Graham near the sideline, misfires on the play, and the Bears go 3 and out. Now let's see if Atlanta can extend their early lead as Gurley gets the handoff up the middle, and he'll pick up about 4 or 5 on the play to bring up 2nd down. Ryan then comes out under center, takes the snap, and after a 5-step drop, finds Ridley at the 45, and he'll get brought down just about at the 50-yard mark. Atlanta comes out in the same formation, but this time hands it to Gurley off the left side, looking for daylight, runs right into a couple of Bears defenders for a 3-yard gain. Next play on 2nd down, Ryan forces it into coverage and is almost picked off, but now we've got 3rd and long from midfield. Ryan drops back looking for Jones across the middle. It looks like he has it for a second, but he can't quite bring it in, and we'll go 3 and out on this drive. The Bears begin their next series by motioning Ridley out of the slot. Foles hands it to him, he turns the corner and takes it all the way up to the 1st down marker. And I think it's worth mentioning that in today's game we've got 2 Ridleys. There's Calvin, who plays receiver for the Falcons, and his younger brother Riley, who plays for the Bears. Talk about having a solid gene pool. Anyways, getting back to the action here as Cohen gets tackled after a 1-yard pickup. That sets up 2nd and 9. The Falcons then only rush 3, but Foles still finds Anthony Miller wide open at the 30. Foles appears to be looking more comfortable on this series as he hands it off to Montgomery, and he gets stopped behind the line by Oluokun. That's going to set up 2nd and 11 for the Bears as Oluokun flexes for the crowd there. But Foles then snaps it under center and goes with the play-action fake with excellent pass protection up front, has all day back there, and finally delivers a pass downfield that's caught at the 1-yard line. The Bears are threatening to score here as Marlon Davidson's getting treated on the sideline for an injury. But things don't appear to be too serious as the early reports indicate, so he's expected to return later in the game. But back to 1st and goal as Foles snaps it and hands it to Montgomery, and he goes backwards on the play for a loss of 2. Next play on 2nd and goal, Foles from the gun with protection breaking down. Foles is on the run and gets sacked by Dante Fowler. After the sack now, the Bears are backed up to the 16. Foles out of the gun in a 4-wide set, dumps it underneath. The pass is completed to Ridley, but Deion Jones and KZ are right there to make the tackle. So the defense does a good job at keeping the Bears out of the end zone, and we now take a 7-3 lead to start our next drive. The offense out of a 3-wide set, Ryan takes the snap and completes a pass to Calvin Ridley for the 1st down. That'll set the offense up at the 34. Ryan once again from the gun, unloads it and hits Julio Jones downfield. This will move us up to the 49. The Falcons are finding some rhythm here as Ryan connects with Gurley on the sideline and tries to turn it upfield but gets brought down at the 33. The Bears defense appears to be playing pass, so Ryan hands it to Gurley up the middle and he picks up the 1st down and some before being tackled by Smith. From the Bears 21 now, Ryan takes the snap in the gun, tries to thread the needle to Hurst, but the pass is broken up, which brings up 2nd down. Still in the gun with 3 wide, Ryan snaps it, drops back looking for Ridley downfield, but the pass is broken up by Fuller, and that brings up 3rd and long. Gurley's now out wide and Ryan's out of an empty set. Ryan snaps it and hits Julio Jones across the middle, and that'll give the Falcons 1st and goal from the 8. Looking to capitalize on field position, Ryan snaps it, tries to scramble away from pressure and forces it into the end zone. Luckily, the ball falls incomplete instead of being picked off because that was a risky throw there. But Ryan's under center now for 2nd and goal, snaps it, hands it to Gurley up the middle, and he reaches it across the goal line for the touchdown. The Bears offense now takes the field again down 14-3. Foles, after a 5-step drop, tries to connect with Miller but misfires, and that brings up 2nd down. The Bears then send 2 receivers deep, but Foles finds the tight end Jimmy Graham underneath, and that'll move the chains. Next play, 1st and 10, Falcons rush 5. Foles with time in the pocket, throws downfield and gets picked off. Damontae KZ with the Foles interception, and he returns it up to the Falcons 39. It took him roughly 2.5 games to come up with his first interception, but you definitely knew it was on the way. Unfortunately, we do nothing with it though and give it right back to Chicago as they set up shop here at the 20. Foles then finds his tight end for maybe 4 or 5 yard pickup. On second down, Foles takes the snap out of the gun and gets rid of it quick to Jimmy Graham near the sideline. Damontae KZ is there on the tackle. Nick Foles, out of an empty set here on 3rd and 2, is able to find Graham after a quick out, and that's going to be more than enough for a first down. But Tack McKinley goes down with an injury on the play, and his return to action is listed as doubtful. But back to the game with the Bears in the red zone. Cohen gets the carry up the middle, and he gets brought down after a gain of 4. Next play on 2nd and 6, the Falcons drop everyone back into coverage and only send 4, but Foles finds Jimmy Graham wide open at the 5. That's going to set up a 1st and goal now for Chicago. Nick Foles lines up in the gun with 3 wide, takes a snap, drops back looking for a receiver, but no one is open, and the pressure gets home for the sack. Dante Fowler with sack number 2 on the day. Despite being coverage sacks, we'll definitely take that production from Fowler. And it looks like Todd Gurley is agreeing with me there. The Bears now have a 2nd and goal from the 17. Foles, out of a clean pocket, delivers a beautiful pass that's caught for the touchdown. Tariq Cohen on the reception gives the Bears their first touchdown of the day. That'll give the Falcons offense the ball with about 1.5 minutes left before halftime. Ryan comes out looking to be aggressive, finds Calvin Ridley on the comeback. That'll move the offense up to the 35. Next play, out of an empty set, Ryan connects with Jones downfield for another chunk of yardage to move the chains. The Falcons then dial up the screen to Gurley, who makes the grab looking for blocking, cuts it inside, and ends up being brought down at the 42. Ryan then comes out in the gun on the next play, drops back and fires down the seam to Julio Jones, and the Falcons should have at least 1 or 2 shots at the end zone from here. Let's see how aggressive they want to play. With Ryan taking the snap out of a 4-wide set, hits Julio Jones underneath, and then they burn their last time out. With 5 seconds left, Ryan snaps it and fires it quick into the end zone, but Hurst can't come up with it, and we're forced to settle for 3 on the drive. So that'll take us into halftime up 7 in a pretty closely contested game. We could be in for a wild finish in this one. You guys might want to lock in. Starting the second half, Ryan snaps it from center, has an open receiver, and hits Calvin Ridley across the middle for the first down. Next play, Ryan hands it off to Gurley off the left side. He's got blocking, and after a nice run, gets tackled by Gibson at the Chicago 33. The next play on 1st and 10 with the Falcons staying aggressive, Ryan connects with Hayden Hurst downfield at the 21. He was able to get just enough separation there to go up and make the play. The Bears then line up Robert Quinn on Julio Jones. Ryan sees it, tries to get the ball to Julio, but the pass is broken up, incomplete, and that brings up 2nd down. Ryan then sees something in the Bears defense and makes a check at the line, takes a snap out of the gun, fires it quick back to Julio Jones, and this time he's able to come up with it, and that'll give us 1st and goal from the 1. So looking to punch it in here, the Falcons take the field in the jumbo set, hand it off to Gurley up the middle, and he bullies his way in for the touchdown. Talk about capping off a drive. Danny Trevathan did pretty much everything he could do to prevent the touchdown here, but Todd Gurley was just relentless and reached out at the last second to make sure the ball broke the plane. That right there is the type of effort you want from your bell cow running back. Now, for this next play right here, I'm just going to go off script for a little bit, you guys. I was as surprised as a lot of you might be right now seeing Cordell Patterson catch this touchdown, because this entire play happened when I was in the bathroom. I remember pausing the game and tossing the controller on the couch after I kicked it off, and when I got back, I was on a live play select screen only up 7 points. So yeah, I guess we can just chalk that one up to me being careless or whatever it is. But anyways, getting back to it, the offensive line continues to open running lanes for Gurley, who takes advantage and moves it up to the 45. Then on 2nd and inches, Gurley carries it again and barely picks up enough for the first down. Credit Trevathan on the stop. The Falcons then send all 4 wideouts downfield. Ryan, looking for Julio, cannot connect on the pass, bringing up 2nd down. Ryan from the gun now, targeting the outside one-on-one coverage to Julio, but the pass is just out of reach, and now we're faced with 3rd and long from the 47. The Bears then send pressure. Ryan gets rid of it, looking for Hurst downfield, but the pass is incomplete, and that'll be a 3 and out. Getting into the next Bears drive at the 46, Cohen gets the handoff and runs right into John Kaminsky for no gain on the play, and actually he's going to lose 3 to bring up 2nd and 13. Out of the gun now, Foles drops back with time, has a receiver open across the middle of the field as Patterson, he jukes a defender and gets taken down at the 29-yard line. The Falcons now load the box as Montgomery gets the handoff, and what a play by Buchanan to get to Montgomery after a short pickup. That brings up 2nd and 8 for Chicago now, as Foles hands it off to Cohen looking for daylight, but there is none, and the way this game is gone, this could be 4-down territory for Chicago. Foles then snaps it from the gun, drops back, looking for Miller underneath, and is almost picked off by Ricardo Allen. That would have been an easy pick 6 for Allen had he been able to hang on to it. So the Bears decide not to go for it, but instead bring out the field goal unit. The kick is up and good, and now it's a 4-point ball game. And to make things more interesting on the next Falcons drive, there's a flag thrown for a false start that's going to back the Falcons up an additional 5 yards. So now we have 1st and 15 as Ryan comes out throwing, connected with Calvin Ridley in the middle of the field to take us up to the 50. And also that's going to do it for the quarter as the clock winds down. Ryan then comes out under center for 1st down, hands it off to Todd Gurley up the middle, and he picks up about 5 or 6 on the play to bring up 2nd down. Ryan then takes the snap under center with trips right, looking for Julio Jones, but the pass is batted down by Trevathan, and that sets up 3rd and 6. Ryan then snaps it, drops back to pass, and finds Hayden Hurst for the 1st down. That's going to move the chains to the Bears 34. On the next play, Gurley leaps out of the backfield, makes the catch, and picks up maybe 3 or 4 yards before being tackled by Jackson. From the 30 now, Ryan takes it, hands it off to Gurley up the middle, and he gets tackled by Hicks and rolls over for another couple yards on top of that. Then play on the field gets paused so trainers can take a look at Danny Trevathan. But after the timeout, the Falcons come out with Ryan under center. He takes the snap and hands it to Gurley looking for running room off the left side, but runs right into a couple of Bears defenders. And now we'll have 2nd and 8 from the 20. Ryan then takes the snap from center, getting Gurley involved in the passing game. He makes the grab and takes it up to the 12 for the 1st down. This is the part of the field where the Falcons normally would take a shot at the end zone. We'll see if it happens. As Ryan comes out, goes with the play action fake, and he's met by pressure which forces him to get rid of it. And now we've got 2nd down. Going back to the ground attack, Gurley gets the handoff, and once again he runs right into a couple of Bears defenders for no gain. The Falcons then come out on 3rd down with 3 wide and a tight end. Ryan then tries to squeeze a pass into Hayden Hurst, but he can't hang on to it. The players already know, as you can see there, that was a huge missed opportunity, but we do come away with 3 on the drive. So a touchdown here could tie it for Chicago on this series as Foles drops back and checks it down to Tariq Cohen, who gets brought down by Ricardo Allen and Grady Jarrett there at the end. That brings up 2nd and short as Foles takes the snap out of the gun, drops back and delivers a pass that's caught. I believe that's Ridley on the grab, and that'll take him up to the 26. Still in the gun now. This time facing pressure, down goes Nick Foles, and welcome back Marlon Davidson, who gets his 2nd sack of the day. The Bears are now facing a 2nd and long after the sack, but they're able to get a good chunk of that yardage right back after the completion of Miller goes for a gain of 11. 3rd and 6 now. With the pocket collapsing around Foles, he gets rid of it, and the pass is actually caught out of bounds by Tariq Cohen. This is a huge decision here for Chicago as they leave their offense on the field for 4th down. Foles is in the gun with 3 wide and Tariq Cohen offset. He takes the snap and surveys the field from a clean pocket, finds Cordell Patterson, but is dropped. That has got to be the worst feeling for Patterson. He had the ball in his hands with the chance to extend the drive and just could not bring it in. And the frustration is set in on the Bears sideline because we were able to milk the clock on the last drive and ultimately get out of here with a W. That makes us 3-0 to start the season, and I'm not really sure what's happening with the play select on the screen right now. It's probably just some early game glitch that'll get cleaned up with the launch day patch. But anyways, you guys, that's all the time I've got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, have faith, be humble, and stay inspired.